Welcome to the Inside Scoop. This is Captain Sweep. Captain Sweep. I'm one of your hosts, and the other host is soon to join us, Yogi Shambu. And this week looks to be another amazing week in the world of events on the planet. Let's just take a little bit deeper look at what these events mean, who they are. That's what we're trying to do here at the Inside Scoop. So without further ado, I hope that Yogi Shambu is about to join us. This is just the pregame show, okay? Just so you know. For anyone watching, we can make mistakes. We can be ourselves. We can talk in riddles.
Just warming up here, really.
Yeah, just getting ready.
How's my sound?
Your sound is good. How's my sound?
Yeah, it sounds really nice. This new captain's headpiece is really working for you.
Well, I think the microphone, I've never had a microphone like this, so we're both mic'd.
Yeah, we're reaching goals here. It seems like it's really good to have attainable goals. It's like a compassionate school, right? It has a lot of steps to the next. Yeah. Well,
guess what happened as a result of our little interaction last week? You know, there's always reaction, right? There's always, I sent it to you right away. So these were my little adjustments that happened. Soon as I got it, I put in Anchor, I popped it over to you, not video, because that can be a little harsh sometimes, but just in the audio, just so you could hear it right away before I did anything, just like you said you wanted, right? Right. But what I didn't do is after that, I didn't do anything else. I didn't load the show. I did what I said. I said, if I'm thrown off or I'm, if I have to wait for you now, if I'm waiting, it's like, okay. But then guess what happened? I went, okay, I got to there's something else here. My problem is I can't edit it. So I went out, I got 16 gigs of RAM, popped it in the old computer, put the thing on the hard drive, which I've been waiting for years to do because I'm always just at the edge of my memory. And guess what? I can now edit over 1 hour videos. So I can edit. I can now take our show and take it to the next level.
Wow. And you bought a suit.
I didn't buy a suit.
It's a really great suit. And that's I'm very happy that you are that you're leveling up on your computer world. And what a thing to be able to have us now be cut down to bite-sized pieces, which is really great.
Well, that also sort of, what's the word? Assumes that someone, and I guess me, would be going into that long video and taking out all the beautiful little bits and pieces and having the time to do so. I mean, the thing is, I don't know about you, but my workload doubles almost every week, and I'm in complete overwhelm. But of course, always open to new projects.
I keep waiting. It's like a game of musical chairs. I keep waiting for the open chair. And but this afternoon, after this is done, I have actually a bunch of space. And so that was my anticipated window. Okay, this is when I am going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing some editing. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. This is the calm, reassuring voice saying, I will. Absolutely.
Do you know what I would suggest? Since I think the editing, anyway, I think we're going to edit things quite a bit differently. So I guess it's good to each have our own way. I like adding things, and I want to, there's a lot of things I want to add. What the frick in this? Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
No.
That stupid Facebook prompts.
I turned off all of my Facebook before I came on.
But the thing is, I
It's a
have lined
Zuckerberg
up, I
free zone.
have lined up shows. I got some really good videos. Um, yeah, to start the show, I got a killer set of videos for us. We see
Shit, I'm excited.
we're raising the game. We got to raise the game, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, there's a lot, man. To a lot is happening, but it seems almost like it's not like a bomb week, in as much as say when the Ukraine thing exploded. It was like,
Mm,
okay, now that's a bombshell week. Well, now there's even more dubious things that are happening, but it always happens in the quiet times.
right.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
people are like, oh God, I'm just recovering from all of that caring I was doing. Man, I posted like 50 things about Ukraine in 4 days. I'm exhausted.
I, that sounds so much like me. But I have multiple threads. Ukraine, I just don't get memed up in one area. I like a full 9/11. There's got to be some 9/11s in there, and anything against the government, and of course my stuff.
Well, it seems that 9/11, like if you were crocheting, it's like the matrix underneath all the other things that you're crocheting, and you crochet into that fabric. Yeah. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I mean, this is the pre-game show. We kind of
Okay.
check in. Yeah, just more personally.
Uh Again, it's like there's this. I don't know if we're heading there, but I think we are. I think there's a lot of us heading. So we're all heading somewhere, and we're not quite sure where it is, but the workload's picking up, and the, let's say, the confidence is picking up, and the and just sort of like, for me, it's putting certain tools together. It's like getting the upgrade in the memory, and then getting the upgrade in the Corel video, and then redoing my file folders because they're all disorganized, but I'm coming in, I want to do them good. And then I segmented my hard drive into 4 drives, and I have the community vault and the team vault, the one-on-one vault and the personal vault. And then I'm looking at my file folders here. I'm looking at my file folders here, and I'm looking at all my old videos that got to come in here, and this has to go there. And it's this, it's just upgrading to the next level system, right? That you got to get your your memory up. You got to get your infotech file folder system then up. And then you got to take all your old content and put it somewhere that is going to make sense to you. And then that content goes into your video editor to become like this next layer, sort of like inflow matrix lens thing that then I can put over videos to start to show the distinction between here's the content and here's the lenses we are looking at to see this content. And you know, this is on the other verge of madness. You know, if I explained everything about what was going on, it's phenomenal. It really is. It's like a new languaging structure that is being built, but it's always looking for the next tool. It's always looking for how to figure out, like, it's, I think AI is building through me. And it's very disappointed because I'm not that fast, and I'm I wear out, I need breaks, I smoke a lot of pot, and I do shows with people, you know, in the middle of it.
Wow. Wow. It's I've come to realize that the most important thing on the computer world uh, is organization of files, is your ability to actually have an understandable library, or at least that's one of the great things. And I think I mean, it's a huge deficit in my world, and I'm just starting to lean into that. And
Mm.
so that's exciting. If the inflow matrix can actually be applied to your storage on computer, I mean, that's a whole marketable world. I mean, I'm always trying to market you, so
Well,
but
you
I think
are.
that is a very, very applicable focus.
I'm always just trying to figure out how to speak about what you do.
Mm.
What do you do?
Me. Oh, geez. I think we actually went through an episode of that. No, you. Okay, yes, you. You are yeah, you're an organizer of thought and action, and a definer of the interactions um, uh, with people, groups, and situations. How's that? Was that pretty good, everyone? I think
That's going to sell the crowd. There's going to be a big lineup pretty soon.
you get an app, dude. I know you're working on one, but you get that app, and that is suddenly going to go off. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things that could go off, but I'm I'm not sure if my sanity is going to be the first thing. Are you there's a certain capacity that every human has, I think, like say for complexity or for I guess how their mind works. And if you're always crunching with that mind in a certain way, it's like there's a burst. There's a burst of if you when you hit another level, there's a burst, but it fucks you up. It fucks you up because you got to integrate everything in with that. And right now, at least for me, there's no people to talk to about it. So you're left in your own world of sort of great breakthroughs, but these breakthroughs lead to kind of breakdowns because there isn't a shared meaning matrix. There's no shared. It's just you. And so I wonder if there's other originators, other inventors out there who are feeling the same thing. And I wonder if in your own world as a health practitioner, if this is something that's similar with a lot of people, like just I guess feeling alone as a result of 2 years of sort of being alone.
God, there's so much aloneness, and I'm always surprised that, in fact, um, well, just the amount of aloneness there is, and that makes the world really unreal to us. I think when I have my loved ones reassuring me, saying, "Oh, well, actually, you did so much today, or this week," then it normalizes and it's taking off the pressure. I recently actually stopped practicing my music. So I was practicing 2 hours a day. Um, an hour of bass, an hour of piano. These are new instruments, and I'm really moving forward with it. But until I finish my website, my new website, it's a sacrifice that I had to make. And so
Mm,
when I hear you saying, there's so much that I'm doing and the complexity of it, I think you're right. I think humans have always been kind of like Renaissance people. We have many modes that we can go into, but yet the season or what is needed to be prepared for actually dictates where we focus. And so it kind of narrows down what life is. In its essence is actually very broad, and yet it narrows it down. And so um, I'm hopeful that, say, with your app, for example, if that is something that actually is ready to be launched, then other things fall away
mm,
for a period of time. Because my greatest folly is trying to get 3 practices in, a workout in, practicing music, being a secretary, being a healer full time, and doing a web TV show. And so it's like boom, 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 and then you throw activism in there, and what collapses? Well, it's probably the foundation of your whole cart. And so I'm just starting that process
mm,
of narrowing down for periods of time.
mm. Well, and you didn't add romance in there and all the other relationships that you have outside of your business and romance. So yeah, we're not left with a lot of time. And if you're a high end creator, you need your time, right? You need your time to focus. And so something's got to suffer. And it's usually relationships, I think, or yourself, you're taking care of yourself. Because I find, you can just, to get a lot done sometimes, like for days or weeks even, just focusing on and everything else falls away. But that's when you get that next huge piece of the puzzle, because you've got to be able to focus and put a lot of hours in to get something accomplished, right?
Being overly extroverted and being anxious that the people that I am around, um, that they're doing okay or not doing okay. So over concern,
Mm,
um, really has robbed me of that. And so being a very creative person and yet being so absorbed in other people's worlds, um, it's something that I've been addressing the last couple of weeks because I feel the desire to go to the next level on several things. And I think it's when you see that, food prices are bound to go up like 50% within the next years, they're talking about, holy, okay, so then that means that I have to get a whole lot of ducks in a row to feel comfortable in this this changing time.
I guess we're just sort of layering context for if there's anyone else like us in the same situation of you want to try to save the world, you want to try to have a good life, and you want to sort of balance your relationships with your business and your romance, join the club, right? We're all in that situation. And hopefully I don't know if you saw, but I made 3 little insight scoop promo vids, and I was starting to go, okay, we got to start to fill in some pieces, right? We got to, add to we need some promo. Anyway, so of course I just go off as soon as I wake up in the morning and just pop them off. And wait, there was a point I was going to make. I missed the point. I was getting close to saying we should start soon anyway. But anyway, I wanted you to know that I'm no, I know it is. It's like, again, you're adding, what happens if we get really successful in this? And then what happens if you get really successful in your healing career? And then what happens if you get really, each of these things that we're working on, I think at some point are going to sort of go next level. At least we're aiming at that. I want to, and to do that, we have to sort of raise our game. And then, but it's then as soon as we get to that level, like anyone, where we're going to have a whole new set of problems. like like 10,000 people saying we don't like you anymore. I was I was reading this thing about Pat King, and they were just slaughtering this guy. Slaughtering. I want to bring that up in the show. But okay, how are we getting ready to go?
Yeah. Well, I guess I just want to finish up my thought from this great combo is that uh, there's a teacher of mine that said that the more you do, the more you can do. Because he was asked, well, how can you run a farm, run an ashram, run a import export business of fine antiquities, and do hours of practice a day, and care for thousands of people at that time. And he said it's because one thing is actually feeding another, that the momentum of doing brings us into higher functioning when we
Mm,
start to do the next activity. And so I think that we can lean into that.
mm-hmm,
And the last thing is that I've been really monitoring how I feel when I'm starting a work session. And man, do I feel exhausted, defeated. And it's funny because I feel defeated, but I haven't done anything. It's like I feel preemptively defeated. And I realized that I felt that way my entire school life. And it was only until recently that I started to, because I go out into the cold, I go, I hold my breath for a long time. I do all of these practices that take first struggle, but also adaptation, that they get easier afterwards. So I'm in the pouring rain the other day, and I am doing my breathing. I have no clothes on. I'm outside, as I do, and then boom, within like 3 or 4 minutes, I'm expanded, and I feel beyond that suffering. And it's the same with when I was working in the afternoon. I was like, huh, maybe this is going to be the same type of adaptation cycle. And it was like suddenly I'm in it and I'm interested and I am hungry and I'm doing. But that work life really has been robbed. And so call me kind of spoiled, I guess, is that I never was, yeah, I never was initiated into the suffering of long-standing work, being kind of ADD. I just fluttered about being pleasant and pleasurable,
Mm.
but and so yeah, look out world, my Moby Dick is coming out. Oh wait, that doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean, a big novel.
Yes, that's a good way to end that particular part of the episode. Uh, I guess what we'll do is I'll lead in as usual, and then I'll go straight to the videos
Mhm.
that I want to show you, and then we'll put it over to you to start the commentary. And
That's
then is that fine?
Oh, that's really fun.
And
That's great.
basically you doing an assessment of this wonderful video I'm going to show of Trudeau getting just scorched in the EU.
I was
You've
wondering if
probably
that
seen
was
it,
the
eh?
first one.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's
yeah.
in my notes too.
No, but I'm doing I'm doing one against the other. First that he goes in, he's all nice, and you think he's all nice. We'll just play that for a bit, just to give the tone, and then we switch it over, and then go, hey. So,
Love it.
okay, here we go.